Killer whales are marine mammals. In the Antarctica, at least 4 groups of killer whales have been recognized and known. The first type we describe is type A killer whales, which feed on minke whales, and with sophisticated strategy they use, they hunt down enable themselves to consume the marine mammal cousins. They belong to the same taxa cetacean. When they try to hunt minke whales, they will congregate with each member of the group that will take apart and the hunting. And each of them play a role of the efficient kill. Killer whales know what can be done for the whales to be and the scene of being bitten and be dominated and lose control for the escape. When the killer whales approach minke whales for the hunting, they'll keep ramming onto the body of the minkies, trying to terrify them, and at the same time make them exhausted for taking away gradually of the will to fight back. And killer whales need to hit the whales that will effectively shorten the time owned the game. The killer whales trying to cover the minke's head, not to go for the breeding above the surface, for taking the oxygen in. The killer whales, another ones trying to charge the minkies up from the bottom of it, and making sure minkies won't find a way to escape by the deep sea diving. From every angle, the killer whales trying to take and rip off the chance the minkies will find a way to escape. When this continuous attacking lasts 4 hours, the helpless prey will have no left of energy and will just release its mouth to the opening and let the killer whales come in to rip off their tongues. So the kill will be complete, and the biggest reward goes to every member of the killer whales family by the sharing. The next one we'll introduce is the type B killer whales. These killer whales have a distinct size of the eye patch, which is obviously larger than the same pattern of any other community of the killer whales. Type B killer whales can be divided in two groups based on their body size. Larger type B killer whales mainly prey on the seals. They have developed a way for effective hunting in which they use it for attacking the seals that have already found a safe place, which is the floating ice. The killer whales will spy hop and make sure they will get a good sight above the surface and spot the seals that are resting on the ice, trying to not be captured by the killer whales. Killer whales know there are some ways they could try to push the seals off from the ice. And grasp and kill every one of them. The type B killer whales, when they spot seals, they first leave the ice away from it. Then they come back with the directional swimming. Each member of the family lined up side by side, just beneath the surface, heading toward the ice on which the seals are resting. And they'll produce a wave as they get closer. And just before they reach to the ice, they'll just lift their tails up ahead and producing a wave to cover up the ice. And the waves either will scrape along and push the seals into the water, or its force will split the ice apart, making the seals isolated in the small patch of the ice. When the seals are left in the smaller patch of the ice, the killer whales will try again for the wave creation and sweeping onto the ice and make the seals slipped and drawn into the sea, where the hungry killer whales are waiting. And the type B killer whales with a smaller size have a different choice of meal, which is Antarctica penguins. Depending on which prey they have chosen to live on, killer whales will adapt to it differently. When their prey are smart and capable of detecting the presence of killer whales by the whale's sounds or the calls they have to make with each member of the group, the prey needs to be aware of them, so the killers will choose to remain silent and be careful not to be noticed by the prey before they reach to the close range between the prey. Which is close enough for the killer whales to begin an attack and chasing. So the mammal-eating killer whales are comparatively very quiet and appear to be a less talker when it's compared to the fish-eating killer whales. So the killer whales need to change its habit weather, its menu. Well, be able to notice predators by any clue that the approaching killer whales would make. So when it comes to the penguins, it's essential for killer whales to sneak behind and they need to capture the penguins. Not long after they have been recognized and begin chasing for the kill. The last group I'll introduce is the type C killer whales, or also called as Ross Sea killer whales, named after the area this specific group of killer whales live in. The type C killer whales are the fish eaters. The fish-eating killer whales consist normally of multiple individuals. And have fewer members compared to the mammal eating killer. They're often so talkative and tend to be so loud as they travel and moving from one spot to the another. They keep vocalizing with each other, knowing that the frequent exchange of the call underwater will not make their prey to notice the predator running away. They know they are allowed to maximum the space for a freeing of their communication to one another and share what thoughts to be discussed time after time every now and then. But the fish tend to notice the killer whales by the clicking sound the killer whales are making, which is also called as the echolocation. The killers produce the continuous hitting of the clicking sound that travels underwater until it hits to the object. Then the bounced reflection of the sound will come back to the original utter of the sound. And by hearing the sound coming back, they will tell how big was the object and type and shape of the object. So they can draw a map not by visual but by a hearing to literally see the underwater world by the sound. That's the reason why the captive orcas will not crush into the glass, even if they're swimming in full speed. The fish will recognize those clicking sounds being bounced back on themselves. So the killer whales will control the intensity of their sounds and try to minimize to the level which is small enough for the fish to recognize, but at the same time great enough for killers themselves to recognize the presence of the fish. They need to adapt each time to take the prey. In every circumstances, they have to face cross. So, as I introducing the 4 groups of killer whales so far, there's one thing that every community of killer whales have in common, which is that every killer whale needs a family. Every killer whale needs someone to talk with. If they have lost their family, it will no more be feature. Entire ecology of the species Orcinus orca would have. The last thing I want to say is that if they have lost their family, that means they will no more can exchange and share for the essential information they need for the survival. Every hunting method I have explained can only be attained by the durable and continuous teaching of the mother to her children, and every older individual in the group will take care of the youngs. And every call they have make, yes, the case of identity of each clan, pod, or family. They can distinguish their own family by the sound and its own dialect. Which we too would have when speaking the same language. In different region or area. The killer whales needs to learn and needs to share the tradition and culture in the particular family they have raised, and that tool, that their instinct of communication and forming the society is the only thing that make it define the nature of the species Orcinus orca or killer whales. So without it, there will no more be killer whales. The killer whales live in different regions, will appear to be different animals. When it's examined by its aspect of the feeding behavior or interaction with one another in group, or the moving pattern we can see as we observe them from the ship. I can make you recall it, even though the killer whales looks and appear to be so different depending on which family they belong to. Every one of them loves its mother, and the mother, well, love her children forever, and that makes it the species so adaptable. And their strength to live and able to capture and kill every type of species in the ocean realm. That's what makes this black and white magnificent creature to an undeniable place of highest rank of the oceanic food chain, or the top predator. They are the king of the sea, and they are some dude will love that will always have an enjoyable time with their family. And this exceptionally two extremely different aspect of the killer whales what fascinating me the most. I love killer whales. Sleep, my love, and sleep, my love, and Joe Wells, complete my love, and complete my love, and complete my love, and tonight, here I am, it's mind blowing, here I am, it's my actual formula, Orca, Orcinus, yeah, Orca. I throw my logic to anybody killers, I throw my logic to one it, I am the beast, you can talk, I am the beast, and Orca walks, you a chat, Orcas come with the lightning. Bright, meet you now. Forget the science, I'm in love with Orcas. Beg, my name is Orca. Eat it up. My name is Orca. See my face, you're heaven. Then I raise it. You are my main victory. Clever minds, forever drives. Clever minds, may I dance? Rap for the dream, rap for the dream. Rap for the dream, trying to scratch my organ on the vocal, rap like killers, rap organs by me with language, but you should be here to watch me. I love you, naked killers come. The wilderness covers me. You know, I draw a picture of orcas. I draw I draw pictures of orcas. I'm drawing only the orca paint. For yeah, you catch up at orcas with my drawing. Wanna draw the pictures of killer whales? But I just draw killers. I just sketch it to one big orc must want me. In drawing killers must want me. You must want me. I'm out of hell to draw orcas, now draw orcas, now draw orcas. Teach me, may I draw you killers? And when this night got a reason to see my drawing of orcas, got a reason. Now I wanna draw you killer whale. Sweet, I've gotta get a real thing. I draw killers now, I draw killers now, I draw again. Having them on the orca time, I draw them on the orca time. How? I draw orcas. Listen up, here's some stories to tell. Here's some stories to tell. It's bouncing when I go draw orca. You will be blown by my happy style. Let's draw more orcas. Killer whales, a little love. Little love. Little love. Gives me little love, so I draw orca. See my drum, see my picture, see my drawing of orca. The last bit is just begging me to draw. Not an orca, not a picture, an orca's picture. Love, goddamn lovely killer whales, my place. It's here when it's orca to draw.